match of the day, people, and what a way to close it out. Spacestation Gaming versus Sentinels here in Seattle, Washington. And of course, I'm Golden Boy, the guy currently yelling at you right now. Joined here by Walshy. You may know him. He did some things one time. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for this match. I do have to say, we're seeing this rematch of this Salt Lake City Finals.
Yeah,
these
and
two
it's
teams
exciting.
battling out. So I'm excited to see them play each other again. You got to give the edge to SSG.
You do.
You were just showing me their stats.
Yeah, bro.
It's nuts. It was like, what, 35 and 7
are,
on this game modes?
I believe it's Live Fire Strongholds, Recharge Oddball, and Solitude King of the Hill. They are undefeated.
Undefeated in
board.
those 3 game modes.
Yeah, I could be.
Over the 2023 season. I
Let
think
me
you're
make sure.
correct.
I'm not
Then
that
when it
old.
came to the 2 Slayers, I
am
remember
correct.
that's where they had the majority of their losses out of the, like you said, out of that 7 or 9 losses.
Yeah, and really, for Sentinels, and let's not act as if Sentinels are a pushover team. Actually, quite the opposite. They proved that at Salt Lake City as well. This is a squad, let's not forget, that has not been together nearly as long as the rest of the teams that are on that main stage, and yet they're putting on performances that are on par. So I think that if anything, Sentinels, they have a little bit of an upper hand in this game, because I think that maybe a few people might catch a few people off guard, potentially.
Absolutely. I mean, both these teams vying for that top place spot. So let's see how this one plays out here. StelluR instantly going for no scopes. And it's weird when we see that happen, like, oh, he didn't hit it.
Yeah.
As if that should just be a given.
It is the absurd reality of, and the, what is it, the talent that he has. You know, it's insane, the expectations of his massive talent. But that being said, though, it is going to be a 2-location hold here. B and C, A currently on the flip. LethuL, big win, trying to win that out. It's actually good preemptive nade there to try and put some pressure on the StelluR. Might actually give his teammate an opportunity here, but StelluR, okay, is going to get cleaned up finally. This is just going to lead to more time being gained here for Spacestation.
Yeah, Spacestation happy to trade out slays and some damage here, but it is just going back and forth. Bound somehow still alive through all those exchanges. Took that nade damage over there from, what was it from? Not from LethuL, but either way, yeah, took that nade damage from LethuL, lived, ran all the way towards the pillar, just living and doing so much. It's one of the reasons why they picked up this player. They looked at the movement that he has around this map. They're like, all right, who's going to create that distraction? Who's going to do that damage? Who can do each and everything that we need for this roster? And that's why Bound is on this team. That doesn't show up on the stat screen. Sure, he might have gotten an assist in there, but other than that, does not show on the stat screen. He just bought 15 seconds of time.
Yeah, and this is just going to continue to add on a little bit more to Spacestation. You're so right, Dave. We are going to get a flip on C, and they're trying to make B happen here, Sentinels, but the damage has certainly been felt here by Sen, as they're going to be reeling a little bit. Spacestation now starting to roar a bit in this live fire game.
Yeah, now they're stuck at back B. They have 2 choices. They have to stay and hold, or they need to push on out. It looks like they have to push out. I like this play. Spacestation, seeing how half the opposing team was over at B, decides to make a push on over towards C.
Yeah, and it turns out you get yourself a little overshield to boot. So that's a good pickup there. That was part of the reason why they were charging across the map there, because they saw overshield's going to be up for grabs. No one was going for it. Let's go ahead and nab this as fast as possible. Spartan's getting pressure, though, from the left side. You know, this is going to be one over toward Ness, and there's going to be another one sneaking around. But watch out behind you. Thankfully for him, he was able to clothesline him as soon as he turned around. One-shot player was going to be easy pickings, and this is going to be a flip and a trip cap for Sentinels.
Yeah, trip cap indeed. They're looking for the spawns here against Spacestation. They're all spawning over at C. No great avenue here unless he wants to take the repulse, and that he does. Goes up towards Nest Bridge and continues to put the pressure here on Spacestation spawns.
Call-outs were made. You know the pressure's going to be coming from short. That's why Spartan's looking at it here. And he's trying to drop into this and go into the fight. Big fight here, and that is Spartan doing what he does best. Winning those 1v1s in those critical situations. He's going to continue to linger about here. And just as we were talking about the incredible run Spacestation was going on, Sentinels answers back in kind, and they have a substantial lead that they're building off of this.
Yeah, they've just been dominant with this trip cap. The pressure's been relentless. They're now able to stop the bleeding and just get this B converted. But the pressure's still on. LethuL and Falcated pushing on over towards the B stronghold.
Yeah, something that you're seeing here a lot of teams do in Seattle is when they're trying to put pressure on one stronghold, they then try and divert that attention to another place too. Just really try and pull the attention away from the opponent that's holding those locations as much as possible. And that is what worked out so well there. You got to try and hit these sites from two separate angles. Otherwise, you're just going to be running in like lemmings. These teams have been immaculate in strongholds. It's been so fun to watch them develop.
Yeah, Sentinels just playing this so incredibly well. And like you said, winning a lot of these 1v1s. A lot of these times where we've been highlighting how StelluR wins all these 1v1s and all these members of Spacestation being so strong. Sentinels answering and coming out ahead so far throughout this game. Big battle going for the OS. MVP StelluR picks it up.
Yeah, well, let's see what the most valuable player of the regular season can do with this series. He's able to secure 1 kill, maybe looking for a second as well. He's going to send him back packing. That's going to be a double kill for him. More pressure coming up potentially from short, but instead it's going to be StelluR, knowing that LethuL is going to be lingering about, and a trip cap as well for Spacestation, all off of that incredible run that we saw StelluR put together. Wasn't able to get the kill, but LethuL is going to be very weak at the back of the base. Cleaned up finally. 2 down for Sentinels, and Spacestation, well, they get right back into this one, Dave.
2 down, trip cap still in effect. Both these teams back and forth on these total controls, doing such a good job. Spawns coming in on dummies, and that's where the push is going to be, taken over towards C, but somehow StelluR and Eco eliminating all those players on their own.
I'm going to say this very bluntly. They're ripping them apart. It's like every single time the two of them are together, they're just unstoppable. How does Sentinels try and counter this? Because now, this is the scary part of the game. When you're at the midpoint of the matchup and you have players that are popping off like that, that is very, very concerning here if you are a Sentinels fan, because Spacestation is the type of team that once they get hot, they do not stop.
Somehow putting out that fire though, Sentinels putting more points on the board. This is easily within reach. You can get back these 50 points with a 2-stronghold setup. However, find out Sentinels, and what we've been watching thus far, they aren't going to be content with just 2. As soon as they see the opening, they are going to want to push for a trip cap.
And this will be Spacestation now on the back foot here as they are looking to make some caps happen. There goes the cleanup. B's going to be up for grabs. The commando so clean from Pznguin there. A lot of pressure with that gun. You can really just output a lot of shots so quickly with it. And there goes the flip. So Spacestation can be back in control.
Yeah, the other part about the commando there is these players, they can't read the damage as well as they could with the BR. A lot of times you know the cadence of the BR fight, you know how back and forth. Sometimes it's not as readable compared to the BR damage.
And the commando is just, you know,
it's so fast.
It's so fast, bro. Sometimes I lose track of it as well. Speaking of that, though, you got a BC hold now for Sentinels. You get Falcated holding the overshield to boot, a trip cap, and this has kind of just been the name of the game here. Back and forth we go. The Sentinels now make this trip cap happen. They're going to look to jump back into this. Here comes the overshield with the heat wave, clears them out on aisle 3, and now he's just looking to see if they can just pretty much end it here if they can hold it for a decent amount of time.
Yeah, 4 down. They knew all the spawns were blocked, and so they're going over towards dummies. Spacestation trying to get control of C. Unsuccessful, though.
Unreal.
2 members taken out. Great defense there from Sentinels, and they find themselves in the lead.
What a way to stay alive for Falcated. And they already have the speed and the response now to just go after this. LethuL on the flank is going to be able to get the back whack. That's going to be confirmed. And this is really just Sentinels really flying at the opportunities that they have presented to them. And they could very well walk away with this stronghold win at this rate.
Looks like we're seeing a little deja vu. Push on over from Nest, over to see the spawns over at dummies. Clear setup here from Sentinels as they get control. They've been getting the spawns out in the open areas, like over towards dummies, over towards out open areas, so they can get those picks and easy kills on Spacestation.
Spacestation now, as they have A and B control. Overshield coming up in 24 seconds. They were getting those picks you mentioned before, Dave. Now, you got to play for this power item. And so far, it's kind of been hit or miss for Sentinels. I feel like Spacestation have had the better reads when it comes to where to place people for those power item plays. And if they're not careful, Sentinels could very well lose control of this game, because they already have. I mean, they're losing the lead.
An indecisive time here from LethuL. Uncertain if he needs to go over towards OS or push on over towards B as this OS comes up. But bubu dubu has overshield. Couple kills secured there for Sentinels and a couple kills answered. Bubu, interestingly enough, not going for that finishing cap. Wants to put the instant pressure over on B.
Yeah, I
realize he's a one-man wrecking crew.
You really don't see that all the time, but it makes sense. You have the overshield. You know that there aren't a lot of players over there because the callouts are coming through, so just go for it. That's exactly what he does out of that one. Bubu Dubu staying alive as well, and the way that these players have just been so effective with that. Actually, that was a crazy juke as well. Did you see that? I think it was one of the players of the Space Station went for a back whack, and then Bubu Dubu just Houdini'd his way out of there. But it's still going to be a close game here, Dave.
And looks like B finally gets converted there for Space Station, but Sentinels, they can hold a 2-cap set for the rest of this game. They just need the kills, and that is a devastating blow with Falcated falling. Bound, pushing on over towards A. Gonna try to take control of this stronghold.
Yeah, but Spartan gets 2 kills off camera, which is quite problematic here for Space Station. But they're going to be scoring now. Space Station, what a shot there. Nailed Spartan from the sky. LethuL going in for the challenge as well. Another one toward Mud. He's hearing the sound effects all over the place, and he's got the shots on Falcated, but the help is there to back him up.
I believe that was all 4 down there for Sentinels. They just need to hold this setup here for Space Station. 10 points, and this game is over. Spartan has sniper in his hands. 1 pick can turn the tide of this fight.
Oh, and that was the pick that Spartan needed. If he came around the corner and popped the headshot, who knows how this could have looked. But that's a different multiverse. And in this one, Sentinels lost game 1, and SSG pick up a fat dub. We'll see, though, if they can keep this one going, because Sentinels were going toe-to-toe with them.
Yeah,
a few points in that game.
Even as you get, I mean, every single time one team got strip capped, there was an answer right back. We're talking a 20, 30-point game.
Yeah. There goes the the SSG Spartans. Had a chance to meet one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did too.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I was like, hey, what team you rooting for this weekend? He's
Yeah.
like, come on, look at me.
Look at me, man.
Look at me.
You know, got to get that armor coating in the game. Just saying. You know. In any case, though, what a game. What a way to start. Space Station managed to pick up the map win. Live fire. As we take a gander here at some of the highlights. MVP StelluR doing MVP things, just Tuesday for him.
I mean,
really just, you know, I think that when you discuss these 2 teams, right, and the journeys that they both have gone on, I really got to tip my hat to Sentinels for just the speed of which they have progressed as a team. It makes me wonder if they get a whole season together, what can they accomplish? Because it really is incredible. And that was the play right there, so clever.
yeah, I mean, you're talking about some rosters here, like StelluR and Nico have been playing for how many years now?
Yeah.
6 years together?
Won a world championship together.
Exactly. So for this, like you said, more fresh Sentinels roster to try to compete with the history that the squad has, it's difficult, but they're right there.
They really are. They really, really are. Well, up next, we got Slayer Streets. An opportunity here potentially for Sentinels to come back. But again, we have to look at the stats. And the stats are very good for SSG, as they are across the board. And it's kind of like, we keep referencing the stats, it's always gonna look good for SSG. This team didn't finish in the top, outside of the top 3 at all
they've
this
had
year.
top 2 and then 1 third
So
place.
like, if you haven't finished outside of the top 3 and you don't have 1s and 2s across all these different categories, there's a problem, all right?
But no, you're right. They are 10-2 here on Street Slayer. They're formidable on every single game type, map, and mode. And that's not going to be any different here. Let's see how Bound kicks off. How do you get there that fast? How do you get the arcade that fast?
The movement this week has been immaculate, really. It has been absurd. There was a play, I think, we saw in the last series where one of the players just went from bottom blue tunnel on recharge all the way over the ball. And I'm like, that is absurd. Like, how fast you were able to do that. These players have been just continuing to push the game to new and new heights. It's so impressive to watch. Now, 4-1 total here. Sentinels on a hot start. But just like that, as I said, I feel like I jinxed them. 3-4, Space Station right back into this one here. Look at the help coming through. Massive. LethuL was in a spot to be able to pick off that player with the Sentinel beam, and then here comes Eco for the assist.
Yeah, and LethuL outputs so much damage there, but getting 2 players to 1 shot does not matter.
Ain't gonna cut it.
Get finished. Yep.
Not a Slayer game. Ooh. All right, well, Bound, or rather Eco, thought he had an opening there, but the red room was going to be available there, and one of the members of Sentinels residing inside of it certainly caused him that push over towards the driveway. Now this is Just Sen kind of just being pinned in just a little bit here. And a few of the kills now going in the favor of Spacestation, but the lead still with Sentinels. It's kind of been the song and dance though, right? A kill happens and a kill gets traded, a kill gets traded. You're going to constantly see it at this level of play.
Absolutely. And someone like Spacestation as well is they are going to make sure anytime one of their players receive damage. It's not even just reacting to a call out. Part of their overall strategy, their positioning, plays on that. These players know how to back up to where teammate can help them. If they're pushing out, they're likely pushing out with a purpose so that they can fight together. It's not just randomly reacting to call-outs for those at home wondering how they're going to work better with their teammates. These players know how they maneuver and navigate the map.
And they maneuvered their way up to a rocket, but unfortunately couldn't really get much value out of it. Shot one off and the other one's just going to be waiting at the jump up toward tires. Meanwhile, Bound just waiting this one out. Unsure whether or not they can even go for that, but just look at the nades that are coming in. Perfect placement as well. Just forcing Bound to not be a part of the fight, but he does have the rockets now. Is he going to be able to stay alive long enough? Oh, hey. That was, he had a decision to make there, and he was able to secure the kill, but it's still going to be 4 kills for Sentinels in the lead.
Every single time I'm seeing these great plays from Spacestation, I look at the scoreboard and I just say, it's great plays, but it doesn't reflect fully on the board.
Yeah.
Equally as many good plays are being made by the Sentinels members that are not on the screen.
That's very true. It's all of those intangibles, right? Play a huge role in Halo because there's so many things happening at any given time that to keep track of it all is just impossible. You have to have, like, you know, a galaxy brain, which I clearly do not possess. 23-20 now. Sentinels looking to continue on this lead. They're at the halfway point practically. And they have the, well, I should say, they're kind of in a bit of a bad spot at the back of the base, or at the back of PD rather. And they do get flushed out very quickly out of there. So just a few players are going to go down. That will give Spacestation a little bit of an edge to just get back into this one.
Yeah, we're going to see how these rocks play out. Bubu, indecisive, not sure if he wants to push all the way towards front tram or back up and hold a neutral ground. Looks like he opts for the backup and neutral ground. Now we're going to be at an even fight here. However, want to give a little edge here to Sentinels since they have closer towards rail. They're going to have better angles towards those rockets.
And it will be popping in 6 seconds. We'll see if those angles work out for them. They end up losing Spartan though, so one player down by bench, quite difficult to have to deal with. And you have 2 players here toward tires, and bubu dubu, he's just waiting for anyone to try and push toward the palm trees area so you can start applying pressure. But that opens up the floodgates here for Spacestation to get those rockets, a double kill. They're right back in this game, Dave.
Yep, just using those rockets quickly and effectively. A little surprised to see Spacestation not charging after that. If you're going to go in with those trades with the rockets, you generally want to use that damage, that numbers advantage to continue pushing forward. But it looks like they have a slow construction here on these players. Spacestation just wisely staying in safe positions, slowly picking them apart, giving Sentinels no room to push out.
Yeah, it's been really gorgeous Halo that we've been seeing played from both teams, let's be honest. But Spacestation Gaming with the slight lead. Let's go ahead and jump into a listen-in and hear how they can extend this.
2 shot bricks.
I'm pushing it.
Yeah, okay.
Shot PD. Shot PD. Watch out. PD back there. He's behind the pillar. That's one behind the pillar. One shot.
I'm holding
Look at Zen. Look at Zen's cross.
Yeah, I might go to,
I'm
going
to
to watching
okay, I'll hold T.
Yep, exactly.
Have
Yo,
stuff
2
in.
planners in heaven. They're aping.
That ain't weak.
The bottom is party. Laundry.
Hear that?
Watch that team. Watch that team. Watch that team. Watch that team.
I heard that.
Shot team. Watch that shot.
I'm
Watch
here,
that
Zane. I'm
shot.
here, Zane.
I'm one shot.
One shot. Shotty
Beacon
guys.
tires.
Coming to you,
Bricks,
Zane.
1 shot, Zane.
He's bottom mid, Zane. Or bound.
1 shot PD, 1 shot bricks.
I hear bricks.
Arc. I don't know where it's going. PD was weak and tires.
One shot back PD. One shot MPD.
2 there.
To the right. To the right. To the right.
Oh, I'm ready.
There's one shot. Nice. One more. There's a shotty down back down.
Ready, stay alive, ready, stay alive. There's a guy trying to kill us. Side door, 1 shot. Side door weak, Fred. Look at nice, good trade. Stalker is on respawn. Yes. Get into B. Get into B. We're giving up map control. We're giving up map control.
Spawn C, this is fine.
Look at B-roll.
Be real on MB. Be real on MB.
I have to run.
Run minute B.
Agent.
Bricks, guys. Should be stairs.
We're all dead.
Trash.
P stairs weak as well.
1 shot back trash.
Alright, rockets are up in 2.
Yeah. P stairs is going to go for them.
Laundry.
They're going for them now.
2 quick things I noticed during that listening. At the very beginning, you saw them just talk about watching that cross. And they said, all right, somebody's got our neons watching the cross. They all pushed on over towards street together. They have the 3 players there. Secondly, when StelluR was being hunted down towards PD, they said, stay in here, someone's going to try to hunt and finish you off. Although they didn't effectively clear off that kill, it just shows the small communication and how they set up these traps consistently.
Yeah, a few teams I enjoy listening to their comms more than Spacestation Gaming. They're calm, they're collected, they understand what they need to do, and there's no wasted discussion in the comms. Goes a long way for them. Even though that listening was superb from Spacestation, the credit has to be given to Sentinels here for keeping this map as close as it has been, and then wrestling the lead away from Spacestation in those critical moments.
Yeah, you heard a lot of their panic calls saying, hey, person's going to come in here and kill you, and that's exactly what Sentinels did. You saw Falcated and crew run inside PD, get 2 kills, 0 deaths.
5 minutes.
Just the execution that we've been seeing from this rather young roster, and young is in like the existence of the team, still continues to baffle my mind. But even then though, the game slows down, 41-43, and so much time on the clock to work with as well. Eco navigating the field, not sure, well, obviously has an idea of where they are, but unsure of the exact positioning, which is why he's just waiting on these angles toward Neon. Got a few players stacked on each side of the map.
Yeah, right now both these teams know relatively where the opposing team is. They just don't know the numbers.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
In order to get that information, you're going to have to peek around a corner and find 1, 2, maybe 3 BRs.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it. We'll see though. Bubu Dubu's over on the PD side of the map, so it could very well just create a big opportunity here for him if, you know, Spacestation decides to just go for a push, or they feel like they have a numbers advantage on this fight coming up here, and then here comes Bubu Dubu with the flank.
Stalemate going down. Spartan grabbing those rockets. No, actually, it's Pznguin. Somehow Pznguin got the rockets?
Yeah, sure did, and he's able to get a kill out of that one, but this is going to put the go button here for Sentinels. They want to try and end this one because you cannot let these rockets, at this point in the game, play a role here. It could be too dangerous.
Yeah, it looks like Spacestation were opting to let Sentinels touch them first. I'm assuming Spartan grabbed those rockets, Pznguin killed, and grabbed those off the body. That way I don't sound like I was wrong, even though I might have been.
It's okay, Dave. I live my life in a perpetual state of wrong. Can't help it. Ooh, Pznguin did not see that player sneaking by, man.
Sneaky, sneaky
That's
spot.
going to open up the mid. And now here comes Pznguin.
Just knows there's some action over here.
And
Doesn't
really,
know exactly where.
the way they double back, they realize this was not a situation to want to fight him with the rockets. They go back into the tram. They turtle up because, truthfully, your only other option is to get blown up. So you might as well just try and give yourself a winning fight, reposition, give yourself some height, create some choke point opportunities, all these different things here, and it's a 1-kill game. And we're in a very similar situation as well, Dave, because we saw this at the beginning with Rhino. The difference is Pznguin, he's taking advantage of it. He's using those rockets and he's going in for the push. He sees an opening.
Got the kill. However, the damage is too great on these members of Space Station. They're pushing a tram, but they're getting picked off. Bubu Dubu fighting in the back of here. It is 48-48.
49.
Make that 49 for Bounding Crew. Can they get this last finish? How are they going to fight this off?
He's trying to find him in the mid there. StelluR's going to go down 49, and Bound gets the last frag. Wow. Just had to peek around at the perfect moment to get that kill. And you know the SSG fans here in Seattle loving that.
Yeah, I mean, it is a 2-0 scoreline here in favor of Space Station, but that doesn't reflect how close this series has been.
Oh, it's been amazing.
50-49, losing by, what was it, 23, 27 points on the first strongholds.
And this is the rough one, right? Because it's like, oh man, you see a 2-0, and you're like, okay, maybe they're just waxing them.
There's different 2-0s.
There's different 2-0s, man. We always say it, there's different 2-0s. This is a very different 2-0. Unreal game from both teams, genuinely. And take a gander at the remaining of the stats here. I think, like, Falcated again, you know, it doesn't get talked about enough, but like, just such an impact player for Sentinels. Opened up the lane so many times for this team. But ultimately, it just comes down to, right, like, how calm are you in those moments? And, oh, when you hear that listening, man, I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't get much calmer than that.
No, they're pretty chill. They're like, hey, in a couple seconds, someone's going to round the corner and try to murder you. If you want to turn around and fight that person, feel free to.
Hey, guys.
If not, no big deal.
One's over there. Cool. That's what I'm going to call out now. Piss off all my friends. Go ahead and do it in your games. You'll feel better for it. There goes that final kill from Bound. And that was quite the matchup there as we get ready for map 3. Oddball, recharge. Could very well be a 3-0, but look at that scoreline.
Both teams are undefeated on this game type.
Oh.
Here in 2023. 3-0 for Spacestation, 4-0 here for Sentinels.
Oh, cool. All right, brother. See what happens. I'm in.
Stats cannot continue to hold true for both of them on this exact map/mode combo.
But look at that overall oddball win rate. It's just impressive.
That's good.
But again, when you have finished second and third and first in practically every tournament, never finish in the top 2 or 3, you should probably have those stats. So the consistency plays off there. But
they definitely got to take it for the most consistent team, the HCS,
hands
undoubtedly.
down. Hands down. Can't consistency, though, lead to a world championship? That's what a lot of SSG fans are asking themselves. Seems like a lot of combo coming into this, man. As it usually is. It's like, FaZe, Optic, hey. You know, Mark, Dan, and Jersey yelling about Quadrant all the time. Because we love them. But SSG sometimes, man, you slip through the cracks. And before you know it, they're in the grand final. So you cannot sleep on this team, man, at all. They're on a run to win a world championship, I'm telling you. They keep playing like this, clutching up in those big moments.
All Sentinels need to do is keep playing how they've been playing, and just like you said, just a small little fight here or there, and that is literally the difference in all of these last 2 games. So
true. And those are frustrating ones, right? Those are frustrating ones to lose because you feel like, you know, when you talk about them with people, it's like, you know, we shouldn't have lost that, we choked or whatever. And those are always like the rough feelings to have in those fights, right? You never want to feel as if like, one thing I could have done right would have been the difference maker here, but oftentimes that is the name of the game in Halo with how fast this title moves. Now, speaking of fast movement, Bound, he's trying to just get some angles and open up the map for his teammate here. He has that fast fire rate on that Magnum, barely takes any damage as a result.
Fight towards that bottom tunnel. They have these players, the Sentinels, just all corralled down here. This is going to give them the rest of the map control. Now they have to choose. Do they want to push over towards Hydro and block those spawns? Looks like they opt to push in towards Hydro.
Yeah, they certainly wanted to try and just get as much as they can out of this one here, but it's going to be a few points now gained for Spacestation. Inside of the elevator. Well, I was going to say inside the elevator is Bound, but the ball, as you had mentioned, on the other side of the map, or toward that Hydro area there. Now let's see how Spacestation try and work through this and continue to hold on.
GB, stop standing on the cord. Thank you. All right, the audio's a little better now that GB's not standing on that cord anymore.
Sorry, guys, I was standing on a cord. It's my fault.
But
you know people are going to be mad at me about that, right?
Of course, that's the goal.
Damn, come on, Dave.
But Spacestation, throughout those exchanges, getting some ball time on the board, getting the play ball, and slowly but surely, amassing a 23-point lead.
Yeah, this is where SSG certainly want to be after a very hotly contested game 2 to have not necessarily like the largest lead in the world, but you're building, and hey, you know, 37 is a lot better than 13. So if anything, Spacestation Gaming certainly feeling themselves. This is good positioning for them as well. They have a player up toward gold. Watch that fight if it comes through. And another player that was watching toward Hydro, but just as I say that, they go for the tower push instead. 2 players out toward the mid. There goes the cleanup. And once again, members of SSG shooting for one another. A beautiful thing to watch. The moment someone gets popped one shot, a player's there to pick it up.
Now we're seeing Sentinels, for one of the first times in this, getting the advantage as far as the slaying department. They're moving the ball out. Earlier in the game, they rotated the ball away as they were kind of trading slays. Yeah. Right there, we saw it for a moment where they had the advantage. Advantage gone pretty quick. LethuL gonna get the early play ball and gets the one-on-one against Pznguin. What a huge play by LethuL.
Yeah, big motivating play there, right? Pznguin, damn good 1v1 BR. So for LethuL to be able to pick that up, you know, he's got to be shooting pretty well here today. Here comes Bound, another trade coming through. 2 down on each side of the map. Pznguin with Pznguin and StelluR working in tandem together to just handle business over toward gold and secure this for as long as they can. Force those spawns further out so that they can go and grab the ball.
Pznguin gets the ball, but not going to rotate this one out. Gonna opt to just stay inside batteries and scrap up as much time. During that time, though, Bound, StelluR pick up a couple kills. So damage has been done, couple points on the board, no harm, no foul.
And can they get that ball out of there? They've been living on that side of the map for a decent amount of time, but ultimately does not work out in their favor. They have 2 players now for Sentinels on the gold side, so maybe it's going to be their turn to try and fight this one out. And part of the movement here that you're seeing is SSG recognizing that camouflage is going to be coming up in a moment. Ball hasn't really been touched. We have a big lead. Time continues to tick down. Let's just try and slay around this and see if we can get ourselves this power item.
Yep, there go all 4 members down for Sentinels. Space Station grabbing this ball, camo up shortly. Eco trying to stand right on top, gets the grab, and let's see how he decides to play this flank. I like that quick double back. That was really good.
Okay. It's okay. Well, Hemi.
Good decision. Not the greatest, you know, tried to optimize on those shots. Execution pays for it. You make one little misstep here in the Halo World Championship, you're just getting picked off.
Yeah,
Plain
you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it. It's not there's no rocket science for that. Bubu dubu though. Grapple shot used there to get that ball, which was in a bit of a no man's land position. So good use of the utility. Oh, I like this charge. He wants to just smell blood in the water. He's going to go for the fight, but instead, he ends up getting met by BR from bubu dubu. Some help there for Sentinels, though, and they're going to continue to get this ball and bring this over to their teammates. This was pretty much like what happened there, what bubu dubu did with that grapple shot and not having to expose stuff there and take that ball over toward long. Huge play.
I feel like once they've committed this rotation, you could go all the way to elevator. You saw Bubu spawned over there, was controlling that direction. Looks like the op just hold it inside pipes. Unfortunately, not be able to grab those extra few seconds during that time, but we'll see. We'll see if comebacks hurt him. But gets the play ball out of safety. 2 members here in Space Station gonna get control of that shock rifle, get control of pipes. It's time still being put on the board here for Sentinels. They gotta be careful not to overextend and desperate the time on this. At some point, you've made that ground back. Drop the ball, slay. Trust they have the same amount of slaying power, it felt like these last couple games, as Space Station.
I do wonder, though, if it's the time pressure as well, Dave, right? Like, it's only going to continue ticking down, and Space Station is going to take full advantage of this. They've held on to this lead for such a long time now that they are fine with draining that clock as much as they possibly can, and that puts the pressure on Sentinels to have to make those, you know, decisions and potentially mistakes.
There's that pressure on, but, you know, you still got a full minute. 15 points to get on the board is one setup. So I think at this point, Sentinels, they need to just answer with the kills. They've been outslayed so far in this game, number 3. So they need to get the kills on the board, and then they can worry about the ball. This is not going to be a play ball. Bound tries to get it out, and that is a big mistake, especially on elevator.
Yeah.
Elevator is one of the toughest spots to get to on the map. Sentinels, they can hold this setup. Can they get the kills?
Yeah, you had mentioned it only takes one setup, Dave, and we could very well see that one setup play out. Now Pznguin looking to get into the action here, but as he drops away, Bound gets a kill on the bubu dubu. Here comes the ball rotation, but a great pincer from SSG to just force Sentinels to make those errors. They drop the ball, they can't get it out of there, and now this is going to be right back for SSG. There goes that ball in no man's land yet again, and there's Eco for the pick.
But slays are still being traded back and forth. Eco gonna fight Falcated. Falcated gonna get the finish. That's 3 down for Space Station. And once again, this elevator no play ball is hurting Space Station.
Yeah. You think that for a moment it was gonna hurt Sentinels, but a great recovery there to keep themselves in this. And only a few more points and they'll be able to take this lead back.
Yep, in the lead here for Sentinels.
There it is. There it is. Falcated managed to pick up one with that shock, and now he's looking for another target.
What a great ball rotation, too. Just realizing that they had time to move this across. Falcated all the way across the map with the shock rifle, doing so much damage.
Putting that gun to work. One more shot left as well. Does he get the shot? Thread the needle there against Bound, but it's a massive nade on him. It's going to back him away. And that is it. I mean, you know, it's essentially just a matter of full-on control here. Very impressively done in that first round. 2 teams just battling it out, back and forth, back and forth. The setups, everything. It's exactly what you'd ask.
Yeah, Sentinels played that so well at the end. They saw a mistake from Space Station. They didn't get the play ball. They matched in firepower. They got all the slays at elevator. They did a brilliant rotation away from elevator over towards Hydro and won the game. Simple as that.
Yeah, very cut and dry play there, but it worked out very well for them. Now as we set our sights here in round 2, a camo pickup for SSG. And out of the gate as well, you had a triple kill for Bound. So he already establishes the team early on to just get a little bit more control of the map and understanding of where their opponents are going to be, because they're going on the hunt and they're going to maybe lean on StelluR here to get a few with this camo.
StelluR finally getting the flank with this camo.
Enemy has
He's
the
kind of
ball.
been on the fight throughout that whole time.
Yeah, he didn't really get to do anything.
Tried to take a safe route through pipes, or assumed he'd find opposition there. Didn't find it.
Well,
Now a shock rifle, still doing some great damage on the map, but albeit his teammates got out rotated.
StelluR now looking to just clean up this kill, and I mean, credit to Falcated for being an annoying kill there. And even while all that was going on, ball's still going to be out in the middle of the field, and it really just feels like they're just trying to just take each other out one by one, right? They're really just trying to jockey for position on this map so that they can get a comfortable setup with this ball. So impressive.
Yeah, but despite all this lane, neither team
Nothing's
really
happening.
touched the ball over the first minute and a half. They realized how important it is to get that kill advantage and then push the ball out. Neither team opting to give a free kill in the center of the map. That's 3 down though for Sentinels. I expect that ball to be picked up soon.
Yep, and there it is. Good call there, Dave. Bounds got it. He's going to be holding on to gold, and he really doesn't have anyone else that's going to be contesting him at this point in time. You see a few of those spawns coming in from the elevator side of the map. Turns the corner. He's met with a shock rifle to the face, courtesy of Falcated, who gets the camo as well.
If you're staying in the same hotel as Bound, he's just swinging all the time, and he's just walking around hallways and elevators, so be careful as well.
Double kill for Falcated.
Enemy has the ball.
The Sentinels trying to get themselves back. In the early parts of this game, I say early, it's been a few minutes now, but the score is just going to be so low because neither team has been in a comfortable position to be able to get ball control.
Yeah, every single time they get a kill or two, like we talked about before, that answered damage, the answered kills back. The ball being in the center of batteries, they're not comfortable just running out and grabbing that and giving up that numbers advantage. But somehow, Sparty grabs out from the center of the map, runs all the way towards Hydra where we can get a play ball if needed. StelluR is going to have to make an incredible play here to stop this.
They do get the play ball. And, yeah, you're right. It was a great play from StelluR. Exactly what they needed to do there. And also, credit to that player at gold as well for just peppering them with shots. So it gave StelluR that opening to get into that fight, take a comfortable 1v2, make them play the ball.
Enemy has the ball.
Ball now in the hands of Spacestation. They have the numbers advantage, especially with Pznguin picking up that 3rd crucial kill on bubu. This is looking like a strong setup here.
It really is.
I don't really know that we're going to see Sentinels stop this anytime soon. They don't really have any good route. Spartan, I like taking this higher up route, but somehow still had enough damage on for Pznguin to trade out 1 melee and get the kill.
Yeah, I think if Spartan had gotten the frag on that one, he probably would have been able to wait a bit longer and then make that push happen toward on the long haul side of the map. Ooh. But hey, man, maybe bubu dubu's going to be the difference maker here. Gets himself
Oh my God.
Just as he's being pressured in the tower, somehow squeaks away 2 frags.
2 difficult shots, and also odd pressure. One coming over from pistol, another one coming over from the window, separating Hydro and Control.
Impressive stuff there. And here's Spartan now. Got that camo is going to be up for grabs, and Spartan gets that one with relative ease. He's just going to burn it as fast as he possibly can, which works out well to his advantage, and he manages to get away with it. So let's see if he can use his camo to maybe break this ball setup.
Also, just the fact that he gives so much credit to those members of Space Station that he just started pre-firing that corner.
Yeah, he knew.
Knowing that a player had rounded that corner seconds ago, he started pre-firing it, just expecting a player to double back, knowing that they want to take out that camo player.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Soft play ball is going to send it over to the batteries, and
All
now
4 down.
That's, yeah, exactly, Dave. 4 down.
I saw us last time. We saw Sentinels get the kills towards the end of the game and then close it out. Can they do it 2 rounds in a row?
I think for SSG, it would certainly be a bit of a, I wouldn't say a shocker, but you know you're in this series, and it was only going to be a matter of time with the way things were going in maps 1 and 2. That yeah, of course Sentinels, we're going to be able to pick up a win if they keep going like this. But let's not, rest on our laurels quite yet here, because it is going to be still an advantage to Sentinels, and Spacestation has a little bit of a lead here, but it's trickling down as Sentinels now manage to get themselves back into the fight.
Getting the kill trades that they need. Pznguin, the one closest to the ball, gets taken out. They're trying to rotate this ball on over.
Enemy has the ball.
Not sure what the play is though. Are they bringing it to Hydro? Looks like they met some resistance over in control. So maybe they just decided to push that ball out, realizing elevator contested and saying anywhere is better than here.
Yeah. Great heads-up play there by bubu dubu, who picked up the disruptor long haul and then charged straight across on tower. So they thought they had the opening, and now that's what we're seeing play out here, right? This belief that Spacestation had the opening on Hydro side, was going to be able to rotate that ball across. Now it's just sitting in the no man's land, but it's still going to be such a close game. 1 minute left on the clock, though, means that the pressure is certainly going to be on here for Sentinels to try and close this one out in 2 rounds.
Yeah, Sentinels would like to not have to go to a round 3 here. Spacestation decided to move this ball across the map. They got 1 down here, and this is honestly too long of a flank. This could come back to bite him. We're gonna have to see what Bound does in this situation. Catches Spartan over in the Mangler pit, getting that first pick, which is huge.
35 seconds left, Dave. He's putting pressure on him in elevator. You have 3
And
players.
everyone's hiding there. What is...
I think they were waiting. They were waiting for the aggression.
Yeah, looking for that flanker, I guess. I couldn't tell if maybe too much damage was done from players in the pipes, but that was a bit surprising there with all that firepower.
Well, at this rate, we could be going to a round 3. Tries to play the ball, but instead, no! Gets grabbed. StelluR, he's got to pull off a big play, but he can't do so. Is anyone in the vicinity to try and stop this? No, they're going to get this lead. Respawn comes through. We're toward Hydro, and yeah, this is going to be a Sentinels lead here. They're holding this one and might even try and milk as much time as they possibly can out of this.
They need to grab, they can't just drop the ball and guard it for 30 seconds. They need to grab as much time as they can, and then they'll play ball in the center of the map and drop it.
Yeah, because they got to build up enough of a lead that if Spacestation grabs it for a second, it doesn't cause a problem here.
Enemy has the ball.
But he get that ball when he thought he was going to play it toward the middle of bats, and he brings it right back into gold. That actually could have been a massive play here.
StelluR just getting away from the opposition, knows that so many players are over in pipes, but elevator is not going to be much safer unless his teammates are spawning there.
And his teammates are going to be lingering about that. Here comes bubu dubu, though, with the commando. Kind of lost himself a little bit with the grapple slide. A few seconds remaining. Bound now with the ball in hand. He's got a few seconds left. You cannot drop that ball until you get that lead. And he's got protection. He's got health. StelluR gets a double kill as well. 2 points remaining, and that is basically going to be it. Just incredible stuff that we're seeing from SSG. 4 seconds remaining. No one in the vicinity to be able to grab this, and we are going to be going to a round 3.
Perfect job running out that clock, not dropping the ball in the center of the map for a play ball, instead realizing that they can just waste those last 10 seconds over an elevator.
3 ball in.
Good heads-up play. And now we're back into the action. Bound on the last round started things off with a triple kill. Might try and find same success again, but does not work out in his favor. But it does work out for his team because they get the camo and they can use this one to great effect.
StelluR taking a bit more of a direct route this time. Last time we saw a longer flank route. Instead, getting some vision over in the center of the map and somehow still spotted out.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He
That
thought he
is
had the
so
coverage.
tough. Yeah, well, even, yeah, he had plenty of coverage. Nobody should be looking there. You have no business looking there.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles, man. That's Halo, baby.
That's one of those times where I get spotted with camo, I'm like, what are you doing looking there? You're playing the game wrong. Even though you did everything right, just like, it infuriates me. Get
Put it
lit up
out,
in
Dave.
camo, and time you shouldn't get lit up with camo. I feel for you, MVP.
Oh, man. Maybe you're wrong, Dave. You ever thought about that?
I've never thought about that.
You've never been wrong a day in your life. Okay, that's fair. All right, well, now we start to see SSG add some points onto the board in the early goings of this one. What a close matchup this has been. LethuL with the help, though, is going to be able to back him up, and bubu dubu and the rest of the squad of Sentinels hanging out in gold with that ball. And they got themselves some toys to play with here.
Yeah, got that shock rifle magnum combo. Not sure if that was purposeful or bubu prefers that as the secondary to help get the finishes. We will see here momentarily. Missing one, gets the shot in the second, but has to hightail it and run on out. Ball and bubu rotating over towards Hydro, knowing that Spacestation are hot in their heels.
Gotta get to that ball, but she does. So you're going to be looking at potential play ball in a little bit if it keeps going like this, but never mind. They do have some assistance here to back him up. Here comes Bound on the push, and he's got to play that ball anyway. Bound, unreal stuff there. He pulls so much attention when he is just there.
And just so many difficult shots. Like, a spot where someone's rounding the corner over from control into Hydro. Like, he just slid and completely avoided that headshot from that first one.
He never made himself a target.
Back and forth, ducking out. Once he was back towards the back of Hydro. Yeah, just never an easy kill. No one kills Bound. It's like, oh, thankfully that was the easy one.
Yeah, well, it's also getting really hard to take out Pznguin because he's got that camo, he's grapple shot, he's also got himself a ball, and they have this map positioning. So they're just going to try and ride this as far as they possibly can and get as many points as possible here.
Enemy has the ball.
But this has been a pretty solid setup, I would say, for Spacestation. And on top of that, Pznguin managed to get across the map with, you know, relative ease. He wasn't really touched at all.
I like this. He's not playing the ball too early. He wants to force the members of Sentinels to run all the way back towards Hydro before he plays it. If he just plays it early, those players don't have to go all the way back to this corner of the map. And now that they've ran over towards there, he's bought time for his teammates StelluR and Nico to reposition, to get elsewhere on the map. They weren't able to execute and get the kills. But that was such a brilliant play ball. That's why people do not play the ball too early here at the highest level of Halo.
And you can see the spawn off of that as well, right? Now they get themselves a gold spawn. Ball is going to be on the other side of the map. Members of Sentinels still pinned inside of Hydro. So it is, again, as we have mentioned time and time, the micro plays that these guys make at this level is utterly absurd. And it goes to show you that when you play something just for a few more seconds, the benefits can be huge for you. That being said, there hasn't really been much in the way of movement with the ball. Ball's still going to be hanging out down low, and finally, just as I say that, there was an attempt to grab it there by Sentinels as it's over toward goal.
Yeah, they need to slay right now. They know the pressure's coming in. They're down a person, so they're not going to poke out in these high up angles. Otherwise, they get melted across the map. This is likely going to be a play ball soon. Falcated knows pressure's coming nearby. His teammates are down, and that is going to be a play ball, and here comes the finish there from Eco.
Enemy has the ball.
And now, with that kill, comes the camouflage pickup yet again for SSG, which is something we haven't really talked about much in this one, but the power item control from SSG has been, you know, very impressive. They have kept it away from their opponents, even when there were opportunities that their opponents grabbed it. They tried to neutralize it as fast as possible. Incredible efficiency with those in-game objectives, so to speak, of denying your opponent power items and positioning on the map and whatnot. It's been so impressive to see SSG put this one to, put that game plan to fruition, you know?
So well, there's another play ball, drawing back Falcated towards the back of Hydro. Rinse and repeat, adding on 15 seconds or so at a time there for Spacestation, giving them this 23-point lead that they had.
Falcated, a big fight there, stays alive, and Pznguin's there for the pickup. Sounds like it's a, you know, same song and dance over and over again. The trades have been constant for both teams.
Enemy has the ball.
Now Spacestation grabs his ball, brings it across. Pznguin there for the coverage as well, trying to help him out. Body block, maybe put a few more shots too, but you got two players that are going to be very weak.
How many times have you seen this play here, GB?
Yeah, it's true, and they're pulling the
Spacestation,
attention.
bring it back towards back Hydro. Make sure that Sentinels have to fully commit towards back Hydro before playing it. Here comes the melees back and forth, and they're just getting the kills.
Yeah, they're getting the kills. Pznguin's repositioning himself every single time. There was a frag, he moved over to the left. There was another frag, he backed up a little further away, didn't give himself away where he was hiding. It's just, again, what Pznguin and the SSG guys have been able to do to try and pull this attention over to them, nothing short of just solid. Just a game plan that you want to try over and over and over again. Now 80 points to 29. SSG trying to clean this one up here and could very well end it.
SSG could definitely close this out, but we saw it round one. We can see it again. Sentinels, they need to get the slays and get a full setup. You have so many kills on the board, especially look at Falcated. 46, 10, and 34.
Yeah, StelluR
What a heroic
dropping a
effort.
40 bomb of his own. And that is a painful one if you end up losing a map and you drop near 50. Always going to be a difficult one to have to, or a tough pill to swallow, rather.
Enemy has the ball.
Spartan gets that ball, but he's going to be in no man's land. Look at the members of SSG just surrounding him. There's only a few more points here, Dave. This could very well be it.
Yeah, Spacestation, they look at the clock below and they say, all right, we slay for 40 seconds or we grab 12 seconds. We'll opt for the shorter route. They're trying to grab these last 8 seconds over the pipes, but Bound realizes the pressure is coming in, drops it and tries to slay. Does not want to give Sentinels a chance to get fully back into this game.
Yeah, but they grabbed the ball right as that fight was going on, and they got to fly over to the mid. Well, 99 points here. They get the ball, they bring it over toward gold. Can Pznguin spell spoiler for this team? But instead, he's actually going to make his way into gold and double back around because he didn't like what he saw. Falcated waited for him with patience. And now you're at 42 points here, 99 for SSG. Can Sentinels bring this back?
Sentinels, they have 3 down. StelluR, the last one alive. They know his location. They're securing the kill on StelluR. StelluR backs down, waits for his teammates to spawn, and makes a new push.
They're holding this one. Trying to prevent them to get inside of elevator. Shots coming from the left side. LethuL playing his life. So well done. And Falcated's got to win this big fight here, and he does so.
God.
Everything is working for Sentinels right now, Walshy.
This is the moment, yes. SSG are calm, cool, and collected, but this is the moment they're saying, all right, guys, we got one more push here.
Yeah.
We need to break the setup, and we need to break it now.
Yeah, you're
Falcated just winning one-on-ones left and right.
Can somebody please stop this man? He is on a tear. Unreal play that we're seeing from Falcated. He just dropped 50. He's at 51 presently. It's just, again, an impressive performance here from the Silent Assassin. 93 and counting. They're right there, Dave. They're right there. They're trying to rotate the ball around. Bubu brings the ball inside the tower. Spartan's going to be right there to help him out, but his teammate's there to pick it up. Eco, he grabs the ball.
What a ending to an incredibly close series.
Wow.
Way too close for comfort there for the SSG players and fans, but relax now they can with a 3-0 victory.
Every single SSG fan in Seattle had a squeaky butthole. Guarantee it. They were all scared. They were all clenching. Hell, I was. I mean, they were down 99 to 32, Dave.
Yeah, that was such a sick setup there from Sentinels, especially riding off the kills from Falcated. Falcated just winning so many one-on-ones, winning so many fights.
Yeah, a bit of a heartbreaker to lose a series, especially if you just drop 50. But sometimes, you know, them's be the ropes. What an incredible series we saw, though. And we can say officially that Falcated now has the kill record at a major event with 52. So congratulations, Falcated, man. That was impressive. Well deserved. What a game.
Yeah. Give a round of applause for both these teams playing their hearts out here on the main stage. That's the last pool play match here for today and for the weekend.
Oof.
We're getting into bracket after this, GB.
Oh, man. I'm so excited. But there you have it, a 3-0, but as we like to say, was it really a 3-0?
Definitely not.
Was it a 3-0 that you could... Did they dominate the competition?
It's been all fun here for day one of the Halo World Championship. Of course, for a lot of these players, they are certainly going to be feeling it, but what a day this has been. Dave, always a pleasure.
Well done.
Thank you
well
so
done.
much. Appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow. But for now, though, we'll send it over to the Queen. It's Lottie standing by to break down this one with the gang.